I wanna swear it. Right here and now. This is the last review of Tokyo Ghoul, but I know for a fact that promise will never happen. I mean, I think if anybody is watching this, they'll probably say, "Are you really that dumb? This chapter was golden." And yes, from a standpoint view of giving how what humanity really like, this chapter was only pure golden. But for me, it was gut-wrenching to see it. They brought back Amon only to kill him. Then you turned out that there have always been a secret organization within the V that that the clowns are more complicated than you think, and then it turns out that the entire XC squad is practically annihilated. The only ones that are alive are Saiko and Mitsuri. Is that it? Uh, or has Aura also survived? Did Hige just get killed? The one guy, the guy that I actually thought should have gotten some characteristics because he felt like kind of good. But then you killed practically the rest. And you even killed Urie. I had so many problems with this chapter that I cannot even count them all, but it's without any doubt an awesomeness. After all, it turns out that once they plugged it into Amon mutated into our prototype, revealing that although those corpses of ghouls that was eaten by Corona, it turned out that it indeed was that he indeed has cannibalism. Given how fact he was always so honorable, Amon, it wouldn't be surprised me if he did do some doing some cannibalism. And then he tries to buy some time for them to do something, but he gets slammed into the wall and stops moving, so it's very likely he was broken. Then Mitsuri and Uri tries to attack together. It's also worth noting that in this scene it's almost like they will have a romance. Well, given to the fact that Mitsuri is technically a female, isn't they? Well, it doesn't matter, or more like I don't care. It's he tries to do one desperate attack with his Uri trying to do one desperate attack, but even though the attack cuts Amon, it also cuts him, and the one who ends this fight is Saiko, who begins to crush Amon. And finally she asks the question that many have wondered: why did you save me back then? Amon remembers the same time when he faced Eye Patch, which was Kaneki, and he said it was the right thing to do. But instead, Amon says it was just meaningless words of a ghoul. Don't let them bother you. He says her name and says that this world is twisted. What is right and wrong, you can't easily tell the difference. That is why you must keep thinking whatever you want to do, you're doing is right or not. That act itself alone can be called right. So in a way, is he trying to encourage her that she needs to not just follow everything that she's ordering, becoming something else. But before he can finish this, Psycho finishes the one and crushes Amon. What the hell? Of all the ghouls to die, it had to be him. I mean, he was crushed. It's not exactly confirmed if he died or not, but I can almost presume he did. And the Quincy squad is practically wasted out now. Uryu, Xiao, and Hige. Although the ones who died, well, I doubt that Mitsuri also died. I mean, it's too much controversial if that character dies. And I'm talking about how the public will view that. And so the fight is ending with 98% broken. Of course, the Arima's former squad member is not satisfied with this. But it turns out that the ones who got that friends were here. Amon says he got here with friends. Turned out he wasn't lying. Somehow Amon actually united himself the uh, with the well the damn, I forgot their name, didn't I? The Tsukiyama family, yeah. Or because, well, he did say that friends are waiting at that harbor, and together with the survivors of that is Naki and the little dwarf cute girl, and as well as for some strange reason we have the one-eyed owl. I mean, I forgot his name too now. Carrying Akira together with the Quincy's stealer. I mean, it's true that that guy was a tragic villain, but I thought for sure that of all people, he deserved to die. Oh, and yeah, it's also worth noting that Corona is there too, and they've captured Roma. So they also have the news that Hasashi Sakaki has now crowned himself the One-Eyed King after he killed Arima. And also they're reporting that Marude is dead, committed suicide, but we see some picture of him actually, I mean, someone climbing himself up. And then we have the scene which I also get very pissed off. It turns out that the doctor have escaped. Of all the people, he has to escape! And it also reveals why Nishiko targeted him. In a fact that is very, very cruel. He targeted Torso a very long time ago, and I thought it was obviously because Torso had eaten his girlfriend. Well, for some very, very, very strange reason, well, maybe it's not that strange, but it's still strange for me. Nishiko's girlfriend, who he apparently married because Maru, the doctor, calls her by his last name. Have you brought the research material? So, are you freaking kidding me? I know that girl was damaged, and I know the one fact why she fell in love with Nishiko was because, well, he showed her kindness in her huge amount of despair. But, but how? How the hell did that girl become a pawn of Marude? I mean that not Marude, the doctor. And finally, we see the last thing that I have a problem with. I have no problem with all the Washu clan members, but it turns out that the the the, the Matsuri, who now think call themselves Sekutsu, who knows the fact that Marude knows their deepest secrets, gets turned out that all of the Washus have been killed by the clown and surprisingly by the V. It is also revealed that the grandfather, Chairman Washu, he was the father of Shota Furuta Washu, who after that says, "Today I will no longer play an old investigator. King's crown, and victory and V are in the hands of my Washu King's hands." Revealing that, yeah, there seem to be two one-eyed kings. The first is of course Kaneki, who inherited from Arima, the hope of all the ghouls. And who is this Washu King? Is that Shota? The way he almost said it, for me it almost sounded like he said that he has a Washu King, but no, it doesn't seem like that. It seems that all this time the clowns have, I know for a fact that the clowns have played everyone like a fiddle, but this seems, at least I translated it like this seems to imply that the clowns have played everyone like a fiddle. That even though Furata was chasing the one-eyed king, he at the same time was a king. And that mysterious V-man, the Victory, whatever it was named was, secretly worked for him too. And they killed the Washu because, well, they are now gonna change the game. So yeah, this is just an endless, endless, endless ballad of despair, isn't it? Too many things happen. And I know that all the other reviewers are just gonna go crazy with awesomeness because. But I cannot wrap my hand around this. You spare the ghouls that deserve to die. You spare the. You kill off the investigators that deserve to have a little bit more personality in them. You reveal to. You kill off the washoes in a way that is not exactly as humiliating as I thought, even though they greatly deserved it. You playing us like a fiddle that there seems that the clowns are everything else, and then you kill Aman. I had, and oh yeah, let's not forget that Kimi is now one of the doctor's lackeys. I had so many problems with this chapter, but that's only my problems. I know the rest of the world is gonna think it's one. So as I said at the beginning, I want this to be my final Tokyo Ghoul Red chapter, but I know it won't because after this, the suspension and the awesomeness will only increase. Practically now that there are two kings. And finally, the V, now that the CCG and the Aogiri tree are annihilated, all that is left is now the one-eyed king against the Washer King. So give me your thoughts if you have any.